A growing number of Charlotte regional leaders are switching their stance on the controversial I-77 South toll lane project.
Yeah, several say they still don't like the proposal, but their cities can't afford to reject the plan and miss out on millions in transportation funding.
Queen City News anchor Savannah Rudisell is live in Uptown as Charlotte City officials weigh in on that multi-million-dollar choice. Savannah?
Yeah, Charlotte City Council members say those concerns that they heard from hundreds of residents about the potential environmental impacts, the potential noise addition, or displacement concerns that they believe that adding lanes to I-77 would bring to the city. They say those concerns still very much top of mind. But now they have to decide whether they are going to stand by their opposition to adding I-77 toll lanes from Uptown to the state line, or ask those same taxpayers to pay the state back millions of dollars for what they say NCDOT occurred during the planning and design phase. Now, this 90-day limit that state lawmakers put on municipalities to either reverse their decision and support the state funding or be forced to pay up is now approaching. Council members here met for the first time Monday in committee since their July break. And those on the Transportation Committee want to explore commissioning another study from a third-party group on possible alternatives to elevated toll lanes on 77. Others highlighted the need for more community feedback sessions. Representatives from all local municipalities have to bring their final decision to the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization for a vote come September 23rd.
I'm not sure we can do a whole lot in 6 weeks that will be respected and accepted by the community.
The Transportation Committee members did not come to an agreement about which course of action they want to take, but it is possible they'll bring this up for a full council discussion when they meet next week. Reporting live in Uptown, Savannah Rudisell, Queen City News.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, to talk more about this. Khalif, the question here, because a lot of these municipalities feel like they're kind of being strong-armed by the General Assembly. Does the General Assembly have the legal authority to retroactively put a fine on this or conditions that say, well, you got to pay it back if you say no?
I think that's going to be the argument that a court will have to determine. Litigious society doesn't just stop at folks. Governments, municipalities, states, agencies, the federal government, everyone likes to sue. And in a situation like this, when you're talking about $60 million having to come back retroactively, something that wasn't a provision in the original agreement, yeah, I think that's something that will be worth attempting to figure out and have a court make an ultimate determination on. I think that the General Assembly has the ability to craft the laws like something like they're attempting to do. I think if this was going forward, I don't even think this would be a question. Could they put a provision in place previously that said, hey, if you don't use these funds, you have a requirement to pay it back? I don't even think that would be worth suing on. I think because it's a retroactive nature, because it's retaliatory more than anything is what the argument would be. I think now there's a strong case for at least for Mecklenburg County, for the city of Charlotte, to say, hey, we don't have, they don't have the legal authority to do it in that manner. Not that they don't have the authority to do it, just in the manner they would attempting to do it in.
Do you, the wheels of justice turn slow. We just talked about that, right? Do you foresee there being a conclusion in a quick manner, quick enough to solve this problem? If, first say, we have to pay this money back, and they're saying, no, we're going to sue you, so maybe we don't have to pay you back until this is resolved.
I don't think anything is happening quick with this. I think this is always going to be a long and drawn-out process, even though the General Assemblies are trying to move this along extremely fast, giving them that 90-day window to try to make a decision. Like Malcolm Graham said, hey, I don't think we have enough time to thoroughly evaluate our decisions and how we move forward. But I think the case law would be supporting them, and you'll use the language that the state has said in the aftermath of all of this. Everything that they've said seems to be retaliatory in nature. It isn't like they've point to cost that was already used in the creation, in the proposal, and the generating of the plans to move forward with this. But everything is, if you go forward in the way you want to, City of Charlotte and other municipalities around there, then you're going to have to pay us back. And you may not be able to get funding in the future. Again, all retaliatory in nature. That's the type of language that you would use when you're bringing a claim against them to say, hey, This is not the reason that they want this money back. It's more punishment as opposed to getting it back, recouping costs.
So kind of going off of what Annie's question is, what would be the legal advice for these municipalities? Do you still maintain your no vote and play this out in court? Or do you say yes to impose the fines but still challenge it on the grounds that, okay, we're saying yes so we don't have to have the fines, but we still have questions about how we got here?
I think it's a mixed bag. I mean, you see some of the municipalities already walking back and saying, look, we don't want to even get engaged with this fight, that we were we moved too fast with our decision to pull out. But the community responded. Our community made a little bit of a response. And I'm talking about some of these outlier towns. They made a response, but it wasn't as big of a push as the city of Charlotte. And because of that, we're now wanting to change or amend our vote. The concern that I have with doing that is that the city of Charlotte obviously has the larger percentage in making that determination of if you stay or you go. But the other portion is, to your question, it hasn't been resolved or fully flushed out on if this is something that you can even legally be required to pay back. So if you're making now your determination to flip your no to back to a yes, well, you don't even know if they have the authority to enforce the payment.
I'm so sorry, no, we're out of time. Could they ask for a temporary injunction on this?
They could, but I mean, the issue would be likelihood of success on the marriage is still up in the air. That's more 50-50, and in the irreparable harm, money could fix this. If we pay this back, the court will say, well, guess what? If you're ultimately successful, you can just get your money back. So you don't want to put an injunction on something where money can fix it. So yes, you can try to get an injunction. I just don't think the standard will be met for an injunction to be put in place.
All right, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, weighing in on that one. Thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.